Hey everyone, it's Jordan, and today I'm going to be talking about the books that I said I was going to read this year, but didn't. So I decided to do this kind of video just because with all the TBRs I've been putting books on and then holding them off and then they never read them, I just thought I would talk about some of the books that I put on my TBR but end up didn't reading this year, and I will try to put these in top priority somehow, and some of these were past picks for my TBR game Ticket to Read, which I'll link the playlist in the corner in case you guys want to watch it. And yeah, I have a big stack of books that I said that I was going to read throughout the year, and I haven't picked them up yet for some reason, but let's get to the books that I haven't read when I put them on my TBR. I don't know what I'm trying to say here. The first book that has ended up on two of my TBR videos is One Dark Throne by Kendar Blake, which is the second book in the Three Dark Crowns series, and I actually wanted to continue on with the series because of what happened with the first book, and I actually wanted to read them physically because I didn't enjoy the audiobook, and I still enjoy the story overall, and I still haven't picked it up yet, and this is one of the sequels that has been on my top priority list, and I still haven't picked it up yet because I want to know what happens in the rest of the series and see if I actually like and the sequel's more than the first book. I'm not sure, but I do really want to pick this up. And of course, in some of my Ticket to Read videos, I try to put the ones that are past picked fit with the other TBRs just because I feel bad for not picking them up. But we'll see if I actually pick this up for next year. And the next book that has that I said I read this year and haven't has been on one of my TBRs is My Life Next Door by Huntley Fitzpatrick. This is a book that has been my TBR for so long, and I still haven't picked it up yet. And I know that this is one of the ones that grab my interest just because it's about a girl who's like a daughter of a politician, and then she meets this boy next door, and that's all I really want. I just want to know this. I want to know a little bit about this book just because the title is called My Life Next Door, and I'm guessing that that the main female character or the male character meets someone who lives next door, and that's all I want to know about it, and I'm just really curious about it and see if I actually like it because I've heard nothing but good things about her books, and I want to pick them up, and I still haven't yet, but hopefully I will end up picking up just because I've been wanting to read more contemporary lately, like just in general, but I'm really hoping that I'll pick this up because with my TBR bets, I am very desperate to pick them up because I'm trying to put them as top priority. The next book that I put my TBR in the past and haven't picked it up yet is Kingdom Keepers Disney at Dawn by, who are the authors? Names by, they're by Ridley Pearson and others' name. By Ridley and Pearson. I know that's the two authors' names, and this is the second book to the Kingdom Keeper series, which I really enjoyed the first book, and I really wanted to pick this up because, I mean, look at this cover. I'm really happy about this because it looks like people are riding Expedition Everest, which is one of my favorite rides at Disney, and I instantly picked this up earlier this year, and I just DNF'd it because I wasn't in a mood for it. I mean, for someone who's a Disney fan, why would I not be in a mood to pick this up? I don't know. I think it's because of with everything going on, and I just decided that I wasn't in a Disney mood. I don't know, but I'm really hoping to pick this up because I do want to more books in the series, and plus it'll put me in a mindset that I am going back to Disney World, hopefully when everything's mask free, because my family and I will want to go back to Disney, but we're not going to be, hopefully we'll be mask free. I'm just really hoping to go back to Disney World soon, and this book just makes me miss it even more. I don't know why I just decided to DNF this for some reason. Next book that has been in my TBR but I haven't read yet is Gemina by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. I really enjoyed the first book, which is Illuminate, and I've listened to the audiobook of this, and I know many people recommend reading along while listening to an audiobook because it's told in different media format, and I honestly want to try that, but I honestly been putting this off just because of big it is. And I know people said it's a quick read when you listen to an audiobook and read along at the same time, but it's like, when do I have time for that? I've been so busy lately that I really want to pick this up, but this book is huge, and that's why I've been putting it off. I don't know how many pages this is. I don't know how long this is. I'm scared to find out how long this book is. About over 600 pages. So yeah, this off, but I know I really like the first book, and I do want to continue on with the series, just because I've heard it gets better and better with this, with the sequel and the last book of the trilogy, but I have no excuses other than I putting it off because of how big this book gets, and I'm scared to read it because of that. The next book that I have on my TBR but I haven't read yet is Ash Princess by Laura Sebastian, and I know I've got this, I've been wanting to read this book, but I don't know why, I just haven't been in a mood for it. There's some fantasy books I've been in a mood for, and some that I have not for some reason. With this one, I just not sure. I just feel bad for not reading it because my parents give this to me for my birthday 2 years ago now, and I still haven't picked it up, and I just feel bad for not picking it up. This sounds like a really interesting fantasy story, though, and I just don't know why I haven't picked it up, and it's just, and of course the series already finished. It has 2 more books after this, and I do want to read, but I just don't know why. I just haven't picked it up, and I'm just hoping to pick this up soon, just because, like, I really want to know what happens. I just want to know how I feel about the first book before continuing on with the series. Hopefully I'll end up enjoying it so I can read the sequels. The next book that I put on my TBR and haven't read yet is Winterwood by Shia Earnshaw, which is another witchy book by her, and I'm just don't know why I haven't picked it up yet. I really enjoy the Wicked Deep, but I'm just not sure why. I honestly read, even though the Wicked Deep is better off reading in the fall, but I've read in the summer and I still enjoyed it, but it's like, I don't know why. It's just, I keep questioning myself whether I should read this in the winter or just any time of year because I don't care, but I'm just really love this cover, and I really want to know what happens in this book, and I'm just really want to know what happens, and I'm just curious about this book, and I still haven't picked it up yet, and I am coming up with no excuses, and I'm just really wish I did pick this up, and I'm trying to get more of my books from book boxes as a top priority, just so I can read them all, and yet I've been holding them off for some reason, and this is one of them, and I'm really hoping that I can pick this up soon. The next book that I have my TBR and haven't picked up is The Forgotten Book by my child Glacier. I still have trouble pronouncing this author's name, but she's the author of The Book Jumper, and I'm just really wished I picked this up because this is not a sequel to it, but it just sounds like a very similar story with The Book Jumper, and I'm just really curious about it, and I still haven't picked it up yet, and I don't know why. And also, this cover is very gorgeous, and this is one of the Ticket to Read books that I still haven't picked it up yet, and I'm just really trying to figure out, I don't know, I'm just really wish I picked this up because it's shorter than The Book Jumper, but I'm just don't know why I haven't picked it up yet, and I'm just really wish I picked this up because I honestly have been really weird mood when it comes to fantasy this year, and I just don't know why, and this is one of the situations that I'm like, and I don't know what's going on. I'm just really wished I picked this up sooner than later. The next book that I put on my TBR and haven't picked it up yet is The Shadow Queen by C.J. Redwine. This is a Snow White retelling. I read the first chapter of it and I really enjoyed the first chapter, but I don't know why I haven't picked it up yet. This is another TBR Vets that I have TBR Vets list, and I still haven't picked up yet. And I do really want to know what happens because I've read the first chapter and I still haven't picked it up yet. And I'm really curious because other books of the series is a different retelling, like with the Lunar Chronicles. That's what it reminds me of. And the 4th book just came out maybe last year, I think. I'm not sure. And I'm just really curious about this world and like with all the different retellings in this series, and I'm just don't know why I haven't picked this up yet, and I don't know what to do since I really enjoyed the first chapter, and I'm just really still questioning myself about some of the TBR bets on my TBR. The next book that I put on my TBR and pick it up yet is The Kingdom of Back by Marie Lu. This is about Mozart's sister, and that's all I want to know about it, and I haven't heard anything about it other than like good things about it, but I've just been wanting to pick this up since it grabbed my interest, plus historical fiction fantasy books have caught my eye lately, like since I read a bunch of them last year or 2 years ago, and I still haven't picked this up yet, and I'm just really, this is another book that I want to try to prioritize other than the ones that have been on my shelves the longest, and I'm just really wanting to pick this up because I don't know anything about Mozart other than he's a famous composer, and I'm just really curious about his sister, and I still haven't picked this up yet, and I don't know why, and hopefully I'll pick this up really soon just because I've just been really curious about it, and plus I really love the cover, and it has music notes on it, and I'm just really curious about this book a lot. The next book that I've put on my TBR and haven't picked it up yet is 10,000 Doors of January by Alex E. Harrow, and this is a book within a book, and I'm just been really, and I bought this, I just bought this because of the cover, because it's so gorgeous, and of course it's also because it's a book within a book, and I've heard nothing but good things about it, but I also heard like bad things about it, but I'm just really curious about it because I want to read it for myself and see where I am at with this book. And this was a friend pick for a ticket to read, and I felt bad for not reading it, and I'm just really want to put this in top priority because like I said, it's a book with a book kind of book, and I'm just really curious about it, and I'm really wanting to read it because I've heard like mostly good things about it, and I'm just hoping that I will pick this up, but who knows, right? The next book that I put on my TBR and haven't read yet is The Crown's Game by Evelyn Skye, and I know someone commented that someone else has put this book on their November TBR, and I was curious about it because I honestly bought this book because of Haley from Haley and Bookland's recommendation, and she really enjoyed it, and of course it's a duology, and I really want to know about, all I know about it is a fantasy book that is inspired by Russian folklore, I think, but I've heard nothing but good things about it, and I've just been wanting to pick this up. This is another TBR vet book that's been on my TBR, and I'm just really trying to figure out how to prioritize them just because I feel bad for not picking them up after having them been sitting on my shelves for so long, and I also read the first chapter of this, and I really enjoyed it, and curious about it, and like I said, I'm not sure what's wrong with me and fantasies this year, because there's some that I was in the mood for and some that I wasn't, and I don't know, I'm really don't want to know what was wrong. I think it's because of how crazy this year was, but still, I've been wanting to pick this up, and I don't know why I haven't picked it up. And the last book that I've put on my TBR and haven't picked it up yet is Walk on Earth, A Stranger by Ray Carson, which is a historical fiction that takes place in the gold rush, and that's all I want to know about it, and I'm just don't know why. With historical fiction, I've read more than I usually have, and I'm happy about that, but there's some that I just haven't been in the mood for to pick it up, and sometimes, like with historical fiction, I just pick them up whenever I'm in the mood for it, and yet my TBR game has pushed me to read historical fiction, and I just really wish I picked this up sooner, and I know there's 2 other books in this series, and I still haven't picked it up yet, and I'm just curious about this one because I never read a historical fiction that takes place in a gold rush before, and I wish I have, and yeah, I just keep coming up with excuses in this video, and I wish that I have any other excuse other than I don't know why I haven't picked them up. So that's all the books I said I was gonna read this throughout the year, and I haven't yet. And if you enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up and comment down below a book that you put on your TBR and haven't read it for some reason. And if you haven't already, click the subscribe button and click the bell icon so you'll be notified whenever I post new videos. Also, you can follow me on social media like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Goodreads, which all links will be down below for you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!